it's me, Angel. Today we're gonna talk about Corpse Bride, and the main couple. Okay, so this is Corpse Bride, and this is Victor. He is drawing a butterfly, and he lets it go free in his Jerry town. And here is Lord Barkus, who's gonna be a part of the story. He and his family are getting ready to go see his arranged marriage to a girl named Victoria. Here's his parents. Now here is their driver, Mayhew. Here is Victoria's parents. They're mean as hell and they're poor, so they need to get their daughter married before they go to the poorhouse. They squandered their wealth, or rather their families have probably squandered their wealth. They're bemoaning their situation, and they kind of essentially take the time to talk about it, and then they roast their poor daughter. I don't know how, when to me, like, she's pretty. Hilda, their housekeeper, is helping her get ready. Her mom freaking roasts her. Victor's parents are telling him, you gotta get married. I'm guessing he's failed a couple of times in procuring a girl. The parents finally meet up. Their mom is fussing over him. It's crazy. Victor goes in the house. He's very, kind of not feeling it. So their parents finally meet up and whatever. The dad tries to pull out the good old charm. This dude does not like to fucking smile. He's horrible at it. The parents go into another section of the house, and then eventually Victor is kind of left by himself because he's very quiet. And so he sees a piano, and he literally sees them go into the room. He doesn't mind. He starts playing the piano. He's hesitant on doing it, but then he just actually sits down and decides to enjoy playing the music, which I find really nice that they gave him a little hobby for him to do. Then Victoria's fixing her hair. She's trying to get ready, and she happens to hear the piano playing. Victor's just way too focused on whatever he's doing. She comes out as she basically listens to him play and enjoys hearing him play the piano. Victor's kind of senses something is behind him. He freaks the heck out. He literally steps back and just I think he almost drops the vase of flowers onto the floor or something. He panics, and then he's like, hey, we're not supposed to be alone together. And she's like, you play beautifully. And she's kind of admits that she's sad because she can't play the piano because her mom says it's too passionate for her. And, and she says that she admires that he can play piano. They started having, basically, a little back and forth. I kind of thought was very interesting was that he kind of leaned forward, trying to come off as suave to her. So he clearly likes her, or at least finds her very kind. And then the mom comes out and she's like, yo, what is going on here, bro? This is improper. Y'all shouldn't be talking before the freaking wedding. Get in here, bro. And so they kind of go in there. This thus begins the craziest kind of part of the story to begin. This priest right here has been trying to marry them together as sort of a rehearsal. Victor is sort of failing at lighting the candle. He's just not getting it right. Victoria is unable to kind of really help. She has to sort of be quiet. She can't, then the butler comes out to Victoria's parents and tells them that there's a dude here named Lord Barkus. He introduced himself. He says he's early. The dad asks her if he's from her side of the family. She said, no, I don't remember. And she's like, hey, get him a chair. And the butler gets in the chair at the right time. I don't know how, but practice, I guess. Victor and Victoria are like, what the hell, who is this dude, whatever. Alright, more performance anxiety for me. He's really struggling to get this candle lit on fire. So far from what I know, she's helped him. And priest is freaking mad at him because he keeps messing up his words. He's trying his best, and he's like, do you have the ring? And he's like, yeah, I do. And I wanted to screenshot the dad winking because he's such a trooper. Victor drops the ring and falls under the Victoria's mom's dress, and she's like, yo, this is improper, what the? And Victor picked it up. Somehow he drops the candle on her. A whole mess of people come around trying to help her out, and then voila, Lord Barkus just drops this goblet of, I'm guessing wine or non-alcoholic wine? I don't know. So then after this fiasco is like resolved, the priest is like mad at Victor. He's like, yo, this dude does not want to get married. So you know what? Learn your vows, bro. Learn your vows. And then Victor is just kind of like sort of petrified and he doesn't know what to do. He feels the expectations of everyone around him except Victoria's. So he's just like very, very nervous. He doesn't know what to do. He kind of backs up to the door and he leaves. He runs away. And I don't know how to say this, but how come his parents don't come looking for him? So he's out by himself. He's kind of bemoaning his situation. He kind of walks away from the town and walks into the forest. I'm guessing must be a deleted scene or something, but I guess maybe he drew in the forest as a kid or whatever. I don't know. I had to Google that, and that's apparently a deleted scene. I don't know. So he's like, yo, I don't know how I'm going to say my vows. And if for some reason the flower kind of like makes him feel better, kind of emboldens him, and then he kind of starts walking around saying his vows. And he puts the ring on this seemingly broken branch. The branch pulls him in. He starts freaking out. He doesn't know what to do. He pulls back. The branch is pulling him in. He later finds out it kind of looks like a hand, and then comes out Emily, the main character. Nah, guys, I'm just joking. It's the main character is Victor and Victoria. Then, basically, Victor hits his head. He's seeing double over. He's trying to run away from Emily. He makes it to the bridge. He thinks he's safe and sound. He looks for her. He's trying to make sure that he's safe. Right as he thinks he's safe, he turns around and then he's face to face with her. She gets close as possible to him, freaking him out. Then the movie ends. He's dead. I'm joking. He wakes up in this sort of afterlife, and Emily tells him that he did great with his speech. She tells him that they're married now, and he starts to freak the heck out. Meanwhile, his parents are trying to basically chill and tell the rest of the group that, hey, like, don't worry about it, my son will be back, whatever.
Then as these five are just waiting around, Lord Barkus comes in and says he has some news for them. He tells the town crier can relate the news better than he can, so he calls him in. The town crier says that the news is that Victor ran off with some mysterious woman. His parents are in shock. They tried to get some time due to the dad's effort. Lord Barkus is implying he'd help Victoria's family. Victoria is in shock at the news because she actually liked Victor's personality. Her dad is like, fetch me musket, saying if Victor shows up, he's gonna shoot him. Victor's parents buy some time, saying they'll find him by dawn. Victoria's mom is okay with this. Victor tricks Emily into transporting him into the land of the living, lying that he needs to tell his parents he's married now to her, although he's internally insistent on being with Victoria. Father Gudnecht tells the pair, Emily and Victor, that they can return to the land of the living temporarily. Victor worries about how he's going to lie out of this situation. He tells Emily he will run ahead to warn his parents about their marriage. He basically runs to Victoria's house, intent on finding her to speak to her. He overhears her dad saying he'd shoot Victor on sight. He looks up the branches of the tree near their home and climbs it, hoping to catch Victoria alone to speak to her. He catches her alone while she's sewing. He tries to tell her the truth of his situation but decides to admit that he likes her. She loves that he is speaking wholeheartedly of his feelings for her. In fact, they almost kiss, giving into each other's feelings, which is kinda prohibited in their era. Victor becomes shocked, seeing Emily in the window. He tries to tell Victoria about his precarious situation, albeit too late. Emily appears and holds Victor to her, trying to establish dominance. Victor is perturbed and petrified she will tell Victoria the truth. She does show her the ring. Victoria is shocked seeing the ring on Emily's fingers. Emily grows shocked and angered at Victor emotionally cheating on her. She grabs Victor, saying the magic words to go home to the underworld. Victor reaches out for Victoria, unable to grab on. Victoria chases after him at the window. Emily is pissed and says that he's already cheating on her when he promised to be with her in marriage, dubbing Victoria the other woman. She cries and he admits that Emily is the other woman. He is in love with Victoria. She walks away from him, her peace destroyed. Victoria talks to her mother admitting the truth of Victor's situation. She wants her parents' help. She doesn't know what to do to help Victor out of his situation. Her mom is pissed knowing Victor was alone with Victoria. She thinks Victoria has gone nuts. The housekeeper Hild is more sympathetic to Victoria, trying to understand, but her mom ain't having it. Her mom locks Victoria in her room, upset, thinking Victoria has gone crazy. As soon as the door is locked, Victoria doesn't bemoan the situation. She goes immediately into action, trying to find her way out the house to help Victor. Even taking the blanket or curtains to climb down in the rain, taking the risk of being seen by her dad. This girl Almsot breaks her neck but prevails, running off into the night to get help. She decides to go find the priest. Arriving there, she speaks to him, wanting his help. She tells him that Victor has married a corpse bride, hoping there's a way to undo the marriage. Homeboy looks at girl like she's crazy and lies, saying there is a way to undo the marriage, to only return her to her home, where her mom thanks him and says to lock her up. Her dad, although he doesn't say much, is on standby although she pleads with him. Even though this is such a small scene, I feel like this scene basically says that the dad is a bit more sympathetic character than the mom, considering the mom is more disciplinarian. They still lock their daughter up, saying they'll never show their faces in town for years. Lord Barkis overhears their situation and says he is ashamed of Victor deserting Victoria. He'd marry Victoria if he was permitted. They say he can marry Victoria cause they need money, thinking Lord Barkis is rich. Victoria must be down bad for Victor to want to defy her parents and escape home. Her parents almost catch her in the act. They tell her she is to marry Lord Barkis since Victor has not come back. She pleads with them not to let her marry Lord Barkis since she does not know him at all. Victor seems to be more her match. Her parents tell her to forget Victor. Lord Barkis is up to something nefarious, admiring Victoria's painting. Victor's parents are still looking for him, unaware of the new circumstances. Victor comes to apologize and cheer up Emily. She is reluctant to talk to him, but they do play music together, a hobby they have in common. Victor finds his family friend and driver Mayhew, who has passed away recently, saying that Victoria is to marry Lord Barkis. Victoria is in shock at the news, knowing Lord Barkis is not matching her energy. They marry at the church. Victoria saddened, Barkis victorious. Victor is upset at having lost his chance to marry Victoria. He drops the flower that is from her house onto the floor. Father Gudnecht tells Emily some unfortunate news, that Victor is not her proper husband due to not being dead. She says she can't subject Victor to doing that to himself, even willingly, after seeing that she has become friends with him. Victor, having lost his chance, overhears this and says to Emily he would do so to stay by her side to make her happy at last. He tells everyone that they're going to have the wedding upstairs, in the land of the living, to rectify the mistake. The spider helps Victor with his suit, saying that she will fix it with her friends using silk webs. His suit is done, earning admiration. The cake is being made while Emily comes down with her bouquet. The marriage dinner of Victoria and Barkis has commenced. This older lady has a scene that's gonna pop up. Lord Barkis gives a speech which is interrupted by a loud bang and green smoke. Victoria's mom and dad are spooked. Everyone runs off. Lord Barkis hides under the table. To his disgust, he sees 2 children underneath him. Later on, this old lady gets reunited with her dead husband who ardently says he still loves her. Lord Barkis comes out from under the table like the coward he is, but that's neither here or there. He admits he's glad he married her cause then he's gonna get her dowry. She says she's poor as hell. He gets mad. She's catching on to his plan and berates him, saying they're both sharing emotions like disappointment in the marriage. She bounces like the queen she is. Emily and Victor are getting married at the church. Victor smiles seeing his bride. She comes down the aisle and they exchange vows. Victoria sees them together and hides in the church, lurking behind Victor at some distance. Emily is finally happy to have someone that will love her as she is. She however looks to her left and sees Victoria and begins to have second thoughts. She stops Victor from drinking the poison and tells him she had her chance at happiness a long time ago. She wants the same for him, calling over Victoria to be at his side. The long-awaited couple is reunited until Lord Barkis shows up, having crashed the party. He says he's still married to Victoria, threatening to take her away from Victor. He recognizes Emily, having left her for dead years earlier. She recognizes him too. Victor fights to save Victoria from being spirited away from the wedding. Emily is gangsta, saving Victor from being killed by Barkis. Barkis mocks Emily cause she died earlier. He says he will drink to her death. The townspeople want to hurt him but they can't, telling they have to abide by the land of the living rules. Lord Barkis drinks to Emily's death from years earlier, unknowingly drinking the poison Victor was meant to have. He dies immediately on the spot. The townspeople take him downstairs to whoop his ass. Emily walks away and Victor stops her. She tells him she's happy for him. The ring is in Victor's hands now for Victoria to have and cherish. Emily throws the bouquet for Victoria to have for her future wedding to Victor. They watch side by side as Emily turns into butterflies and flies into the sky. I also really like this couple, because Victoria isn't a damsel in distress. Rather, that kind of role is given to Victor, but he isn't without his wits. Victor is also admittedly passive but still with some actions to return to Victoria, which makes their reunion feel earned. Which is a nice departure from the damsel in distress trope in most movies. Victor has that accidental riz. I like that this movie doesn't play stupid with its audience, giving their characters life and plenty of pro action.